What's good, folks? SAPdude here. What you are going to see in the following 10 minutes is a list of Excel tricks which we SAP experts, consultants, business users can apply to speed up our daily work and basically work in an efficient and smart way with Excel. This video which you are going to see is a part of SAP Excel course, so if you feel like you want to see the full content, check out the description of this video. Now, let's do the work. The first trick, just filter it out. When you work with Excel, especially with other folks, it's goddamn easy to lose control over a file and the whole visibility. And filters can be your big opponent. For instance, someone can filter out few entries in the later columns and you are in a deep shit because you thought you saw everything. So before you do some analysis, do not go through each column and see if there is a filter. Just delete it like this and apply again. You won't delete the data, you will just reset the filter. This way you are 100% sure you see everything. Next trick. Wanna see the latest materials? Sort it out. Okay, let's assume we got a column with material numbers here. Sometimes in your projects you operate pretty directly with material numbers, especially when you are from team. And sorting things out in a descending order gives you a quick first overview about latest material numbers. The next trick, add new columns between others already existing. Well-known thing from previous videos. Why to do that? We inherit the formatting of the whole table and the filter. If we use pivot tables, the column will be visible there after refresh without updating the data source. One thing here, don't apply this trick if your data structure has to stay fixed. The new columns can only go at the end. Next one, no column name, no pivot. This is more like a fact. It's impossible to create a pivot table from a data set if there is any column without header, without name. How to find such entries? You can use this shortcut. Your cursor will be moved to the first empty cell. This trick is about drop-down lists, and this one I use quite often in SAP projects. Add new entries in the drop-down always between existing rows. This way the drop-down will be updated automatically. Just have a look. If you add new entries after the last entry, you got to go to data validation, list and update. Okay, this one can save a lot of nerves for you. Sometimes it happens we copy something and have this selection activated and we want to get rid of it. Click outside of this range, then hit Ctrl+D to deselect it. Voila! Next thing is more a fact than a trick. Pivot tables are not updated automatically. Be aware of this. You got to right click, refresh. Remember it, because it's a popular error that we update the data source with new records but don't refresh the pivot itself. This one is like a follow-up to the previous hint. You need dynamic dashboards, don't use pivot tables. You know already why. Use formulas instead, combine ifs and other ones which you already know from this course. When we talk about dynamic things in Excel, this one is good to know. vlookup is the most powerful formula for SAP Consultants. You will use it in every project. But what most don't know, it can be also dynamic. Instead of fixed values of columns from which the data should be fetched, you can define control tables with numbers of columns and refer to them. I just show you a glimpse of it. Wanna see a full example? Check out the code scenario from the third video of the whole module. The next one, duplicates. How to make sure we got unique entries. First option is quite easy. We select the column, go to data, remove duplicates. Or the second option, delete duplicates by using pivot tables. Let's say we got a huge file. We select the column for which we want to get only unique values. We add it to rows and this is it. Pivot table merges the same entries. I mean, it makes them unique. We can select the table, copy, paste special, and now it's a fixed column, not pivot anymore. We can copy the values and use further. Okay, now comes a general hint, best practice. Use the free S by SAPdude every time you start to work with a raw file. You know the details from the other course videos. It's important to build some automatic mechanism in our way of working, so then you won't even think about the stuff you do because you do it automatically. Like in real life when playing tennis, for instance. Pros don't calculate when to hit a ball. There is no time for it. They do it automatically. Another thing is basically a hint how to deal with the following cases. If you work especially with older versions of SAP, it happens that the only data export option is so-called text file with tab delimiters. Don't be mad at SAP, take a sip of your drink and do the following. Launch Excel. Go to Open and find the txt file you extracted from SAP. It will look like this. You will notice everything is merged like this. Select the column, go to Data, Text to Columns. Make sure the radio button delimited is selected. Go next. Now activate the tab only. Below you see the preview how the columns will be separated. Just click Next and Finish. You can do some quick housekeeping like this. The file is still a text, so we go to Save As, change the format to XLSX, and this is it. We were talking about dynamic things in Excel. Now let's be more static. Let's say you used vlookup formula to get some data from another file or tab in the same Excel. But once you fetch the things you wanted, you don't want this connection anymore. Why? Because if you delete the data source, all the entries will transform into errors. So you want to make all these entries static, basically fixed values like, for instance, here and here. We got values, not formulas. How to do it? I showed you many examples in other videos, so now a really quick reminder. Select the whole column. Press Ctrl C. Now press Ctrl Alt V. The pop-up is here. Don't touch the mouse, just press the letter V. Press Enter. The cells hold now the values. There are no formulas anymore. Next hint, try to use only keyboard in Excel. Many things you can do within less than a second with a keyboard. Navigation, data modification. No worries, at the very start it's not easy, I know, but have it in mind during your practice. And at the end, one of my favorites, because here again we will touch the mouse only once. How to fill blank cells with values which should be the same like this one, for instance. If you have just few, okay, copy paste is fine. But if you got thousands of records like this, don't even think to do it like an amateur. So how to do it? We select the whole range for which the fill in blank cells should be applied. Then we press Ctrl+G, we hit Special. Then we hit the key K, we are moved to blanks. We press Enter. We are moved to the first blank cell. Enter the formula sign and now listen carefully. Hold left Ctrl and press upper arrow key, like this, and make sure you still hold the Ctrl. While holding it, hit Enter button to see the magic. These values refer to the cells which were not empty. Now select the whole column and do the quick special pasting which you know from the previous hint. And now you have fixed values. Good job. Alright, well done. Let's sum it up. For this, of course, we use our SAP Excel cheat sheet which we built during the previous videos. It's time to add the new stuff. So now we know how to reset the filter really quick, so we are sure we see everything. We know why it pays off to add a new column between others already existing. No column name, no pivot. That's clear. How to seamlessly update drop-down lists? Now we know it as well. How to delete selection or basically deactivate it? This is something we also know right now. VLOOKUP with dynamic columns, another trick which can be really powerful in your SAP project. We now know two methods how to handle duplicates. One with standard feature, second one with pivot table. Transforming text files from SAP with delimiters into an Excel file with columns, I guess many of you already knew it. Special pasting, in other words, formulas into static values. This is a must. And the last, filling out blanks within 2 seconds. Great, that was it. As always, if something was still not clear for you, repeat the exercises. There is no need to hurry. If you feel yourself confident with the things which we discussed during this and previous videos, I invite you to the one called Next Steps. We will have a look at SAP Consultant roadmap and define what next stuff we could consider in our learning path. For the people watching this on YouTube, you just saw one of 7 videos which are part of my quick Excel course for SAP Consultants. If you found it interesting and want to see more, check out the description of this video. See you!